Welcome to another episode of Balance by Her, where we like to talk about everything across the board, from motherhood and wellness to business, finance, relationships, and many more. And today we want to talk about a hot topic, which is relationships. Netta is married with two beautiful children, and I am a single mother. So you get to have the perspective of both. What we thought was important before, what we realize is really important now, what are the things that we're looking for, what are the things that we wish we would have noticed when we were younger, and so much more.
And like she mentioned, she's single, so any applications need to come through me first because Monica is no longer allowed to make decisions for herself regarding who she dates.
I'm banned. I'm banned. All my best friends have banned me. They're just like, who are you talking to? It's a no.
No.
So
Who are you crying about? No.
Help me. Yes, there's so much to talk about this as far as marriage, divorce, co-parenting, dating now, all the mistakes that we made when we were younger.
I made a lot of mistakes.
So did I. So did I. I made big mistakes.
I know. But I always tell myself that every decision that I made, whether good or bad, has led me to where I am now and with my husband and my kids, and I probably would have never met him if I hadn't done all those stupid things before.
Exactly. And you made the best decision.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you trusted your gut and your intuition and you didn't listen to anybody and you made your own choices. Like a lot of times people have so many opinions about what you should or shouldn't do. Family get involved, people get involved, but really you have to go within and know what's right for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully you have a good judge of character, which you do.
Thank you.
Mine is questionable.
You make smart decisions in everything else except for the men that you choose. Like you would think you learned your lesson and then it just keeps getting worse.
Listen, whatever curse this is, I'm ready for it to leave me. Sage me.
Yeah, after this we're gonna sage you.
Okay.
What is something you believed about relationships in your 20s that you completely disagree with now?
I would think that getting a lot of attention from a specific person,
Love bombing
would mean that, he really cares or we're supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm.
But
That
as
happened
much
to me too.
as much as I love attention, I still want attention.
Me too.
Okay? I deserve.
Who doesn't? Whoever says I don't like attention is a liar.
Right. Like I deserve to be love bombed. I want to be love bombed. But no, there are so many other factors. And I think your relationship with your father has something to do with it too, like quote unquote daddy issues. And I would say that my dad is a very old school Middle Eastern man who did not teach me anything about this department either. So I had to really learn on my own. And so I'm not blaming him.
I mean, what Middle Eastern parent of that generation taught you about relationships?
Absolutely zero. That's why we're all doomed. Okay. The Middle Eastern race has to start over.
Yeah.
And so, there's too much attention and then not looking at the other factors is really, really important. So you gotta, I don't even know how to verbalize like what should be important when you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
I would say having a really good friendship between each other is really important. And how do you feel when you first meet the person? Do they give you anxiety? Are you like nervous and anxious constantly, like when you hear from them and when you don't hear from them? Or do you feel a sense of peace and calm? I would say if you're too anxious, that's probably your intuition telling you like, don't force it. Mm-hmm. And I forced it many times.
And also like anxious, that could also mean that they're not making you feel safe like the way that you need to feel. They're always keeping you on edge and you're always wondering like, does this person like me? Are they gonna leave me tomorrow? Like,
right. Exactly. Like
it's so unhealthy.
Super.
And I feel like everybody has had a relationship like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least I have.
I've had many like that.
Yeah.
All of them.
And now I think back and I'm like, God, like how could I be so dumb and let like a guy have control of my feelings like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that another thing I would say, like being in a relationship in your 20s, like it's such a young age to not like have yourself feeling like stuck with that person. I feel like there's so much life and you're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to grow, you're going to change. I don't know. I always had this mentality that like I felt like I had to like meet my person in my early 20s and get married and have kids, and that blew up in my face because I got divorced, which led me to my now husband that is really like the person that I should have been with. But yeah, not to just like think that everything is good on paper and not go with your intuition.
1000%. Even with my ex-husband, I thought everything was in alignment. We're both like very Americanized Persians. I didn't even think I would ever date a Persian, but he was very Americanized. We like the same food, we like the same music, we like the same lifestyle. We like the same kind of socializing. We had good conversations. We had good chemistry. There were so many things in alignment, but the core fundamental character values were different. And so you could think that someone's completely perfect. You're attracted to them, fun, money, everything. But the core values of how do they resolve conflict with you? That's
like the number one thing.
That is the number one thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like first of all, if you're in your early 20s, I do suggest you get in a serious relationship because it's good experience. You need to learn about what you want and what you don't want, which is really important. And you need that experience because if you don't have it and you find the right person, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. It comes down to chemistry, connection.
That has to be there.
The chemistry
Like,
has to be
it
there.
has to. And that's like something that I feel like I told myself, like, I guess it doesn't really matter, like if everything else is good and I'll have a comfortable life, and it has to be there because eventually like that that spark and thing, not the spark, but like the funness goes away when you get into real life and things get hard and you have kids. Like you need something to be able to go back to.
Yes.
If it was never there in the first place, then
you're doomed.
You are doomed. Yeah. You're going to be miserable.
1000%. I think I heard that like if you have a good sexual chemistry and then you get into the real world of things, that becomes like 15, maybe 20, 25% of the relationship, right? But if you have problems in that department, it's going to be 85% of the problems.
Yeah.
Which the ratio makes sense. Now, I like the first ratio to be 50%.
Or 100.
Or 100. But that's just like a stat I heard. If you don't have that good chemistry, and there are a lot of women that prefer to be safe, and they're like, oh, I've had friends, like, he'll never cheat on me. That's why you want to marry him? That's the worst reason ever. Or he's very financially secure. No, it's going to blow up in your face.
For sure.
So you can't fake the good chemistry. You can't buy the good chemistry. It either is or it isn't.
Yeah. It has, like for me at least, like I know within the first 5 minutes of meeting someone, like if it's there or not. And I know for some people, like once they get to know the person a little bit more, like it grows. But for me, I just know.
I know from even before we start making out, like the first kiss, I will know.
Yeah.
If
even
it's good or
before
not.
that.
Yeah. Huh.
I wouldn't even want to kiss you.
True. True. Very true. I'm over here kissing.
Monica's just over here kissing everyone until she realizes. No, it's a no for me.
Next. Yeah. And then once you have that chemistry and then you start building a connection, then you got to get into some arguments or disagreements to see how are they going to resolve conflict. And that tells you everything that you need to know. And I wish I would have known that years ago, because the stress and the blaming each other and treating each other really in a toxic way during a conflict, like that's not going to end up well at all.
I agree.
Yeah. And everyone has a different conflict style. Sometimes I like to pull back. I need to think. I need to text it or something.
I'm stubborn.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone's
I'm
different.
really stubborn.
it's okay. Like, as long as you know how to not like egg on the other person during
Yeah.
a conflict and respect their feelings and acknowledge their feelings.
Yeah, and I think also like no matter how upset you are, to never be disrespectful to each other.
Exactly.
Like cursing at each other, like
Yes.
saying like really mean things.
Yep.
I've never done that.
Yeah, that's like the death for a relationship. If you say like F you or put them down and
Yeah.
someone put down their character, that's called contempt. You will get a divorce.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I guess I'm stubborn in the sense that if I'm upset about something, like I need that person to shower me with love and
Reassurance.
affection and reassurance until I can be like, okay.
That's fine
Yeah.
to me. I think being in tune with your feminine energy
Yeah.
and being a feminine and being in tune with your feminine energy means that you're not completely stable, and you understand there needs to be some.
And also to not let people take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And respect you.
Yeah, you don't need to always be nice,
Yeah.
but be respectful, but you can be spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fun.
That's what makes things last.
For sure.
Spiciness.
If you're like bland, then
Keep them on their toes. That's the best advice.
who's gonna want to come for seconds?
Yeah.
But so how do you know when you're compatible with someone? Like, what are the core fundamentals of compatibility in your eyes?
I guess that, I mean, like you said, like you're not always anxious about the relationship. Like you feel safe and content. You have fun with each other. You can laugh with each other. Like making jokes with each other, I think is, at least for me, like the number one thing.
Yeah.
Talking about your goals with each other, supporting each other's goals
Yeah.
in life. Yeah.
Letting each other be their own person,
Mm-hmm.
not having. I really think control is also like a death sentence to a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
if I really think that we don't own anybody, even our kids. Like, yeah, we are responsible for them, but we don't own them in a sense. Like, everybody owns themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If someone wants to really do something, you gotta like.
I know. You know, it was funny. We were watching like one of those reality dating shows. It's like our guilty pleasure last night. And one of the girls was telling her boyfriend, like, I told you things that nobody else knows, like not even my parents know. And I'm thinking like, my kids better tell me everything. Like I need to know everything about them. But then I started thinking like, my gosh, like, yeah, they're their own person and they're going to have
Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, someone has to really earn that trust. Don't just confess your whole life to somebody that you've just met either. Like, make the people that you bring close into your life, like, make them earn your deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you need that layer of mystery. And not mystery that you're trying to play games, but as in they have to earn your energy, I think.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's something that I would tell, like, girls, sometimes they meet someone the very first day and they just want to, like, this is my whole life story and this is what I'm looking for, and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, what's
Keep
left?
a little bit of mystery.
You
My
have
God.
to. You have to.
Do people do that?
Oh, yeah. They do. So what are some things that you wish you knew when you were younger that you learned? Like, what is, like, your biggest, like, lesson that you learned as far as pre-marriage?
It's for sure staying true to my feelings and going with my gut instead of like what I think. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think I already said it. Going with how I feel instead of like something that just looks good.
On paper.
You have to feel it.
Yeah, totally. I have a friend, and on paper, her and her ex were perfect, both very successful, both very good looking, both liked a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a match.
You know what else I think too? Like, I feel like in the beginning of a relationship, you should keep most of it to yourself.
Yeah.
And like enjoy that moment together, and like dating is fun. Like those first few months or whatever and get to know the person without having like other people's opinions.
So true.
Yeah.
When is the right time for, like, let's just say, you know, you have a bunch of people that are close to you. When is the right time to tell them, like, I've been seeing someone? Is it after the 3 months?
I guess it's once you guys start to feel more serious. I don't think there's a timeline.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes, you know, like I'll feel like, am I hiding something from my friends by not telling them?
Well, okay, listen, if you are excited about it and you want to talk to like your friend about it, that's fine. I wouldn't go like tell everybody and post on Instagram and
No,
like
I won't post anyone ever, never. I think I'm done with that. Unless there's a ring on my finger, I'm not posting about anybody.
I agree with you.
And I think keep your personal life personal. So don't overshare. And there's couples that, you know, do the thing on Instagram and it works for them, I guess.
Like, so funny because, you know, back then it had to be like, what's your Facebook status? Like, oh my God, he changed his Facebook status and this and that. And
forgot about
now,
that.
like, you know, I'm happily married, but I barely post my husband on my Instagram.
That's
like,
smart.
I don't need to prove, like, you know, look at us.
Yeah.
Like, I already know that it's there.
That's why if I ever get married again, I don't even care to have a wedding.
Yeah.
I just want a small little dinner party and I want a 4-week vacation in Europe. That's what I want.
I got married on the beach during COVID with masks.
You had a mask on at the beach?
Well, our officiant did. No, I didn't have a mask
Okay.
on. It was just us two and the officiant, and he was wearing a mask.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like deep in COVID.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah,
I think
there was nobody else there except our photographer.
Oh, see, you get to profess your vows without feeling like everyone's watching you. I like that. That's more romantic to me.
Yeah.
So that's my style, for sure.
But I mean, nothing wrong with having a big
wedding
if that's what you want.
Yeah, it's not for me, but yeah.
I got both.
I got it out of my system too. I had the big wedding. Cool. But never want to do it again.
I think of it more just like a big party with all my close friends.
Yeah. I want to do the bachelorette party though.
Yeah. Okay, so since you're out in the dating world, what's like an ick for you? Or like a turn off?
Well, the thing is like, I'm a woman, right? Technically, I can sleep with whoever I want, right? I mean, I'm a woman. It's easy for us.
If you want to.
If I want to, I can. So it turns me off if someone tries to talk sexual too fast. So you gotta build a connection of trying to get to know someone and be interested in them first before talking about anything sexual. Because like,
and take you to dinner and court you.
taking me to dinner is like, I get to dress up, I get to feel hot. This is like deep connection, hopefully, or get a chance to connect. Mood, I like the atmosphere. I like the fact that, like, you know, there's like things happening around. That's my favorite way to connect with a man at first.
I agree.
Actually, every time I fantasize about being in a romantic relationship, I always picture myself like at a nice dinner with like a hot outfit on.
And like multiple times, I feel like they need to keep doing that and pursuing you and texting you first. Like, I would have never texted someone, especially like after a first date.
Yeah.
Like, no way would I ever text first.
Exactly.
I'd rather chop my arm off.
Literally. Yeah. No woman should be pursuing or chasing the man. The man, if he wants you, he'll go for you.
Yeah.
So definitely. So that's an ick.
I remember like on the dating apps back when I was single, and there would be guys, like I remember one I had never met in person, and he's like, oh, like, do you want to come over? We can go in the jacuzzi. It's like,
ew.
On what fucking planet do you think like you deserve for me to come in a bikini and go in the jacuzzi with you?
Thank you.
Like,
I've had someone ask me that too. I went on a
no, take me to dinner.
Yeah. That's perfect. He already weeded himself out. Like, he just showed how, like, he wants
I don't
zero
even
effort.
respond to those. Like, it's disgusting.
The zero effort is gross.
And I don't care how hot you are.
No.
Like, you're fucking gross.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing, because it just reminded me, like, I went on one Bumble, like, meetup for coffee. And the guy was attractive, right? And he was talking about himself the whole time. And then he was talking about like how he's looking for someone to marry and blah blah blah, and it seemed like I had checked off all the boxes. Okay, so then he texts me, how about I come over to your place this week? And I was like, are
Wait,
you Ted Bundy? Is this guy trying to murder me?
Wait, you'd never met him?
No, we went on one
okay, okay.
sorry, we went on like one coffee
Okay,
date.
okay.
Yeah, and he was like talking about himself the whole time or whatever. He invited himself over, not try to take me to dinner, nothing. And I was like,
Not even like come to my place and I'll cook you dinner. Like,
no, psychotic. Yeah, so I never responded, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to men these days. It's harder for me. It's harder for me because I really know the chemistry that I'm looking for. That's A, and then B. I have a very demanding schedule.
Yeah.
When I'm with my son, I'm not very available a lot of the times, and it keeps rotating.
I know, but I feel like if a guy really wants you, like they will find a way
Yeah.
to make it work.
Yeah, I agree. May he be in my zip code.
Please. I mean, this one is kind of obvious, and I think every woman can agree, but what if he asks you to split the bill?
I will. That's not a man to me.
Oh my God.
That's not a man to me.
I don't
all.
think I've ever had that happen to me, but I don't even offer.
Yeah, I don't even offer either, but.
Or I didn't, not that now, obviously I'm married, but back in the day.
Do you know who Layla Hermosi is? The one that's
No.
married to Alex Hermosi. So they're like billionaires together, and she was like going on serial dates in the beginning. She, has raised or made over 500 million. She would offer to always pay half the bill because she's like, what does this guy owe me? I don't, like, he doesn't owe me a dinner, but in my mind,
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that. She's a little bit more masculine in general, and I'm very feminine, so I need to be with a guy who wants to be the provider.
And listen, it's not like, I mean, neither of us are, like doing nothing with our lives. We both have careers, we make our own money, but
Yeah.
still, like you said, like a woman wants to be courted.
Absolutely. We have roles.
Yes.
And that is the role. So if you don't want that role, then I'm not the girl for you. So there was another question that I had for you. It's like, how do your needs change as a married woman, and do you voice those needs?
I don't always voice them, Sometimes, like I said, when I'm stubborn, I keep things until they add up, and then you did this and you did that, and bringing something up from like 4 years ago. I don't do that often, but what was the question?
So do your needs change now that you're married, right? Kids are in the picture. You guys were together, obviously, for how long before you had kids?
Not long.
Not that long.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, like I've heard a lot of these relationship therapists say, like, you know what, check in once a week and talk about your needs. Like, do you guys do that? And like,
I feel like my needs haven't really changed, though. I mean, I obviously, like, I need help with the kids, and I don't want to feel like I'm the only one, doing things. I feel like when you see your partner, like, involved, it's I don't know.
yeah, we do want men. Things have changed a little bit over the time where men just used to be the provider and not be hands-on fathers. Like that was kind of our parents' generation. This generation, we're a lot more emotionally intelligent and realizing the importance of a man's role in children's lives and for their confidence, for their personality and stuff like that. So I find it very attractive when now for the next man that I'm going to be with, like I want him to want to be involved. I want him to like be a good influence to Noah. I want him to put an effort for the family.
You know what hasn't changed, and I think this is like, the 5 love languages, is that I want to feel acknowledged. So, which my husband does a really good job of. Maybe back in the day it was acknowledgement of other things, and now it's acknowledgement of like how I am as a mom. I mean, still complimenting like my looks and this and that, like feeling like a good mom, feeling hot, feeling loved, feel like that's my That's my love language, is words of affirmation.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
I wish it was gifts or acts of service.
I like all those things too.
I,
But my number one is words of
me
affirmation.
too. Me too. I'm such a sucker for words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And then I like quality time. And then a little bit of the rest of them. But sometimes when you become a mom, then a little bit of acts of service starts to take over too. You need them to do things for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, order you food or help you out and take your car to get it cleaned or something, things like that. You know, what I've noticed is it's not the big things in a relationship. It's an accumulation of all the little things that really makes a difference. So men, we like romance. We like, you know, you telling us how you feel about us. We like those like romantic gestures. Every woman does. We want the flowers. We want the, damn baby, you look fucking hot.
Because like I feel like all the stars need to align for me to feel like, you know, for me to give myself to you.
Yeah. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
I like that because then it's not easily given all the time.
Yeah.
You got to keep that
Because
spark.
then honestly, like I'm really just uninterested.
They have to work for it. I agree. And it depends on the mentality of both of you. And also, I think it's important to have that conversation at the right place at the right time. Like, you know, I was thinking about this, or this is what I like, or this is what I want to try, or, you know, maybe we do this together. And, you know, you have to talk about it sometimes.
Yeah. I think also the hardest thing is that the other person may not have like the same love language as you. And I feel like a lot of times we show our love to the other person in the way that we want to receive it. And you have to make sure that you're not doing that.
Yes, so important.
Yeah.
So usually two people don't have the same love language.
No.
What's a gustos?
Honestly, I actually don't know. I think I don't know.
Ask him. Ask him. I asked Noah this.
I don't even think he knows mine, to be honest.
Really?
No.
Yeah, it's good to tell each other.
Yeah.
You can ask the other person, like, what makes you feel the most loved?
Yeah.
And then I've asked Noah that. And he goes, when you hug and kiss me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, physical
Honestly,
touch.
I think his is physical touch, too.
A lot of men is physical touch. Yeah. Which doesn't make me mad.
And I feel like a lot of women is words of affirmation.
Probably.
Yeah.
A lot of women also acts of service. They think it's like really hot women, you know, fix things for them and do things for them and wash their car and like make them food and all that stuff. So I think we all need a little bit of all five, but you just prioritize from one
just
to
be
five.
all five 100%.
There you go. Problem solved.
And then we'll all be happy.
And then happy life.
Here I am like talking about the love languages and I don't even know my own husband's.
I'm sure you could figure it out if you think about it. Maybe it's quality time.
I'm just gonna ask him. I'm pretty sure I've asked him before. I just forgot. Because there's like so many other things on my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a question. Since you are a single mom, like if you meet a man and you guys are in a, you know, serious relationship, when would you introduce him to your son?
Yeah, that's a great question because I have dated and I've never introduced anyone to Noah yet because I'm not that mom that's gonna just have different people in front of them. That's traumatizing in my opinion. So I haven't gotten there yet to really know, but it would have to be someone who really puts the effort. I would say for a solid year for me to feel like, okay, this guy is serious. I need to see the gestures and him putting effort, not just to me, but to Noah too. As in, like, ask how he's doing. Like, if a guy doesn't ever ask how Noah is doing, I already know that this isn't going to work. And then them wanting to maybe send him gifts, even without him knowing who he is.
That's
you know?
cute.
Yeah. And then, like, see how that goes. And then what I would do is probably after the year, and I feel like my friends already know who he is and they like him and they think that this is like possibly a good match. I mean, it's not like I'm waiting for my friends' approval, but I do feel like my closest people do need to feel good about who I'm choosing. That's really important to me.
And what about if they have kids?
I'm open. Actually, sometimes I think like it would make it easier if someone else had kids, but hopefully our schedules would match because my schedule is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So if they were like on opposite schedules,
That would be hard.
I don't know how that would work unless we were able to change it to be on the same schedule. Yeah, so that way every other weekend like we can be together. No one with kids has. Everyone that's tried wasn't married or doesn't have kids with me.
Oh,
That's
like
tried to
everyone
get
you've
to know
dated.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone that's tried. And
I would think, I mean, I don't know, but I would think like maybe it makes it a little bit easier if they have kids because they understand that like your kid is your number one priority.
yeah,
Because I feel like if you don't have kids, like you don't fully understand that.
that's very true. It's really hard to make the other person feel like they're a priority, but they're never going to be like really
No.
number one priority.
Your kids are going to always be.
And they should want that if they really look at me as someone that they want to marry and have kids with. Like that should be an attractive quality. That's the only kind of single guy that I can be with.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and that's tough, and I struggle with it. But I also think it works in my benefit because I'm not fully available, and so maybe it would make them want me more.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Men always want what they can't have.
Exactly. So it's like kind of like the perfect mystery storm, you know, like I'm not always available. You got to really work for it.
Yeah.
And that's the single mom life. And I'm not a fan of the apps. I don't like it. I tried looking.
I know, but it's like, how else are you supposed to meet someone? I mean, I got lucky that we met like in the traditional or whatever way.
In person.
Yeah, in person. But like, I mean, that
You're
doesn't
right.
happen often.
You're right. I'm not going to bars. I'm not going to events. I literally work and I come home and I sleep. So yeah, I haven't prioritized that dynamic so much. Literally all I do is I go to work, I go to the gym, I sleep, I clean, I do my mom thing. I don't put any time for socializing whatsoever. So
Yeah, because then you're exhausted after all of that.
I'm exhausted and it doesn't leave any room for socializing or meeting someone by chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can always meet someone by chance, like in the grocery store or
There's no one
at We
at Whole
Play
Foods.
Loud.
I've checked.
At We Play Loud.
So yeah, I will when the time is right, I'm sure it will find its way.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I won't be going out with you.
I
I already did my one time in the last year.
Yeah, you're lucky. Just go to sleep.
Although
Just sleep for me.
I am itching for like another, like we just talked about, another music festival.
I need a music festival.
Yeah.
Those are the best days of my life.
I've never been to like a music festival. I've only been to like seeing a DJ that I like at a club.
Oh, it's even better when you're not at the club, actually. It's really, really fun. So we should do that. And I think Augusto should come to something like that if he wants to.
He would want to.
Yeah, he should. I think that's fun. I've always been the fifth wheel, so it's no big deal for me. All my friends are married. I'm the only one that's not. And they're chill with hanging out with me, you know, but I'm like really, really close with all my besties.
It would be fun.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
Okay.
Well, this is a conversation to be continued. This was just our introductory to talk about relationships so you can hear our side, our perspective from a single mom, from a married mom, and we're going to get deeper into this.
And I do just want to say, like, we are by no means relationship experts. We're just sharing, you know, our past and our mistakes and what we've learned and just sharing things that we know. Because I think that helps other people. I like to hear people's perspectives and their experiences in certain things, and I think that helps me learn from other people's mistakes.
Definitely. Definitely. And I think that having some single dads and maybe asking Augusto to come or some married dads to come give us their perspective. I would love to know what are their, you know, qualities in a woman that makes them want to marry someone.
Yeah.
I would love to know what are the things that they need now that they're married. How does the dynamic change after marriage, and how do they feel like it keeps the spark alive?
Because it's probably so different than what we think,
For
and
sure.
vice versa.
Men and women are made to be different, and
Yeah.
we're made to have differences of opinions and perspectives. So how can we meet in the middle and accept each other's
We
differences?
can't. They have to meet on our side.
They do have to come meet on our side, shower us with
There's
flowers.
no meeting in the middle.
Take us on lavish vacations.
Don't take advice from us.
Moral of the story. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, any ideas that you want us to talk about, please comment below. Like this video. It really would help us. We want to continue doing this.
Yes. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all the above. Bye.
Cheers.